Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I have some pretty epic 3v3 action for you guys. So let's not waste time and talk, but let's just hop right into the game. So we're on Tolvaron Arena. I'm playing an interesting composition. So I'm playing Holy Priest, Ellie Shaman, Arcane Mage, and we are fighting a tank Brewmaster Monk, an Unholy Death Knight, and a Resto Shaman. This does happen to be the boys, Mez, Trill, and Sea practicing out that Brewmaster for the tournament, probably is what I'm guessing, but I haven't seen too much Brewmaster play. So I basically in this game was treating the Brewmaster like a Windwalker, and what we were doing a couple different strategies. We were going on the Windwalker. I'm gonna say Windwalker every time, guys. It's a Brewmaster, but I'm gonna say Windwalker. We're going on the Windwalker and the Unholy Death Knight, but we wanted to get a lot of damage out onto the Shaman as well. So here is kind of an awkward opener for me. It was just on the wrong side of the pillar where if I used 2 blinks, it was really hard for me to actually get to him. So didn't have the greatest opener, but look at the enemy team, guys, all under half HP. The Ellie Shaman spreading the Flame Shocks. We have that Stormkeeper opener, very, very nice Stormkeeper opener. Had the Mark of a Lunith opener, the Arcane Power, the Presence of Mind, the double Arcane Blast, the Resonance Arcane Barrages. We're getting a lot of damage out. Actually, the Shaman's still under 20% life, and we do force Link in the opener. Earthshield's still on the Death Knight. While the Earthshield's on the Death Knight, we're just going to hit Shaman, right? Like, we don't... If Shaman doesn't have Earthshield, Shaman is a great target for Arcane Mage Ellie Shaman to just kind of train down. And it's kind of interesting to say that, like, training down as a mage, but you really can with that consistent pressure of Arcane. But now, DK has no Earthshield. We swap on over to the Death Knight. We get the full Hex on over to Sea. Hopefully we can get that half polymorph off of that full Hex. And now Mez is very low. Unfortunate, my priest is in some trouble, right? So we actually have to start peeling pretty soon here. He does ground the Mark of Lunith. Beautiful grounding there. My priest is in trouble. I think he calls for Sheeps maybe like right about here, but I do get disoriented. I'm going for a little bit more damage first, getting that Earthshield off. I do get Hex, or I might have line of sight the Hex there, line of sight the Hex again. The Hex will probably eventually get off, but look how low the Shaman's getting. Almost just soloed him there. He does use Wall. Priest is doing a amazing job surviving against the DK Brewmaster right now. Hats off to my wife is okay, aka Envious, but he does call for some Sheeps. I'm going to throw out the Sheeps. Now, I don't want to Sheep too much because it's going to ruin our pressure, but at the same time, I have to Sheep enough to keep my Priest alive if we're going to do a strat like this, or if they are going to just train the Holy Priest down. So triple Sheeps on the Windwalker. Okay, it gets dispelled. Throw some triple Sheeps out onto the Death Knight now, and they get dispelled as well. But that is enough relief for my priest to actually top himself back off. Have the Shaman on my focus target. Definitely want to keep harassing him. The stun does come out. I have cooldowns, going to use them. Throw that Blood Elf Silence after the stun into the War Stomp. All of a sudden, Shaman's at 15% life, 65% mana, and now he's in some trouble, right? So that's kind of what we're going to want to do. We're going to want to do goes off of Chastise Stun, off of War Stomp, off of Blood Elf Silence, off of Counterspell, off of Wind Shear, off of Earthshock Stun, and we're going to slowly rot down the healer while my Ellie Shaman's doing a good job of cleaving down the DPS. Now, Shaman runs in. This might be, that's AMZ. We throw that Earthquake down on the AMZ, which is very nice. Sea now 15-20% life for a while, 10% life. That AMZ knocks him out of it very low, 7% life. Somehow Sea does hold on, though. Leg sweep out on the Priest and my Shaman. Once again, same drill here. Throwing out the Sheeps on the Death Knight, throwing out the Sheeps onto the Windwalker. When my priest calls for it, so we don't actually die. Gets CC'd there, didn't have Trinket, just decided to block it, because I really don't want my priest to die right now. And I think if they go me, I'm happy anyway. I don't really care that much, so just throwing out the block there as a Trinket. Full Sheep DR onto the Death Knight, full Sheep DR on over to the Windwalker, so no more Sheeps available. This is time to do damage. This is a little scary time. My priest, doesn't have any peels, so he does use that Ray, top himself back off with it. Actually, not even topping himself back off, so he's still, 50% life. This is definitely pretty scary right now. Throwing out the Polymorphs once again, because it's off diminishing return. Full Sheep on the Monk, half Sheep on the Monk. And this is kind of like a stale time for us, right? Like we had an opening, we had a great opener, tons of pressure. On the minute or two after that, we also had a ton of pressure. But right now, Shaman's doing a great job of line of sighting, keeping the slows onto me, and I can't really connect to him. So I just decided to blink on top of him, throw out the Blood Elf Silence, and just force some pressure. He swaps Earthshield back to himself. Once he swaps Earthshield back to himself, we're going to start killing DPS. I get Hex, Shaman dispels it immediately. And now since the Shaman's running in, this is when we're going to want to get pressure on him. He looks like he's just swapping pillars, though. Shear me, throwing that roots on me. The Shaman's doing a great job of just keeping me slow to this entire game, so I have to waste blinks to really just get out of these slows, right? Shaman's a 35% mana, so if we continue to this, we should win the game. The Mind Control coming out on the Unholy Death Knight, the Polymorphs coming out on the Windwalker, peeling. We're stalling out the game. Have Arcane Power presence in mind, though, so I can literally one-shot anything. Wanted to go DK, got that full sheep on the Shaman, but it did break, unfortunately. So we got the triple sheep on the Shaman. DK is very low, actually. Have all of my cooldowns, popping him onto the Death Knight. Does get Mind Control low. Love that Mind Control. Throw out the Blood Elf Silence as well. Have a kick available for the Shaman. Still have the kick available. He's trying to fake. Let's see if he actually gets that cast off or not. I do get disoriented. Stun, though, onto the Shaman. 20% life. He does throw that Astral Shift out and the AMC and Ascend. So they're going to be fine for now. They're definitely going to be fine for now. It's like every defensive cooldown. But once these defensive cooldowns fade is when we want to try to get our kill. Throwing out more sheeps onto the Windwalker, just throw out more sheeps onto the DK. So it's a very tempo-based game, right, guys? Like, they're doing their go. We throw out the sheeps when my priest calls for it onto the Windwalker and the DK. Once the full sheeps on the diminishing turn, we hit the non-shield target between the Death Knight and the Shaman. And then we get huge bursts every now and then, depending on, who we actually decide to stun, depending on positioning, depending on Earthshield. So this is kind of what we're aiming to do. Look at now the Stormkeeper coming out from Oz. He's destroying everyone with those Chain Lightnings, the Earthshield onto the Death Knight. So we're going to actually focus fire the Shaman for a little bit. My Priest is in a little bit of trouble. I'm trying to do my best to peel. He's 1% life, does get that Ray of Hope off. He's doing some huge into it, grounding totems down, but now I'm just throwing out the sheeps onto the Windwalker over and over to give my Priest some relief. Now throwing out the sheeps on the DK. One criticism of my own gameplay here is that I could be sheeping the Death Knight first, but so much damage on Xaryu. He gets that link, wasn't quite in it. All the missiles connect, all the Shaman damage connects, and we do survive. I'm going to continue playing this game because my Priest is not out of the woods yet. A little bit scary, but we do have Arcane Power. We do have Mark of a Lunith. If I get a ton of damage out on the DK, even if my Priest dies, Oz and I should be able to take down the Monk. Priest is like 1% for so long. They almost killed him like 50 times over and over and over. I'm going to show you guys the damage breakdown before we leave. Sort by damage Czar. So Oz was top damage, and then the DK was actually second damage. I was third damage, and that Monk actually not pulling bad damage at all for as many defensives as he has. So that was a close game, back and forth. Had to get those peels in point or my Priest was going to die, but Xaryu did a great job at kind of like faking those kicks and keeping his team alive, those slows, the positioning. Good game, back and forth. All right, guys, and here we are on Tiger's Peak Arena, fighting an Arms Warrior, a Demonology Warlock, and a Restoration Shaman. Once again, these guys are probably practicing this for the tournament this coming weekend, which, by the way, I should be casting this weekend, so twitch.tv/Warcraft, check it out. You guys can see me cast live, but throw out that Blood Elf Silence onto the Shaman, Mark of Lunith onto the Warrior. Warrior's taking a ton of damage. Lock out the Shaman, and I just pop every cooldown into this. Shaman's taking so much damage. Astral Shift comes out. He barely survives. Get him to about 20% there, but that's Ascendance. That's Astral Shift. Warrior's almost dead as well. Warrior's sitting in D-stance. This opener is incredible. We have so much pressure. Spell Reflect is stolen from the Demonology Warlock, so I don't get kicked, so I don't get feared, so it reflects all that damage. So at the full Polymorph on the Greki, but he was in that Earthquake, so that's actually my fault. Shouldn't have thrown that Polymorph out quite yet. Keeping the Shaman on my focus. Once again, guys, same drill. If Shaman doesn't have Earthshield, we want to keep an eye on that Earthshield. We can actually hit him, and we can train him a lot, and we can get a Shaman kill. If he does have Earthshield, screw it. We can hit the Warrior. And this is the strategy that we're using, guys. We're dragging the Warrior in a circle around the map and kind of just CCing the Shaman when we can with kicks, counter spells, maybe throw out a sheep or two. Wind Shear, Hex when we can, and then we're just dragging the Warrior. So we're making the Warrior not very effective while we're getting a lot of effective damage out, and then we're hitting Shaman if he swaps the Warrior, Earthshield to the Warrior. Priest getting very low, does force his Trinket, not sure if he's going to Ray Guardian, looks like he's going to be fine for now. Oz, once again, spreading Flame Shocks to all three, keeping up the pressure with the Lava Burst spam, with the Lightning Bolts, with the Chain Lightnings, with the slows. Oz doing a phenomenal job, as always. Keeping us low in the Warrior, though. My primary goal is to just make sure the Warrior can't do anything. The full Hex comes out on the Greki. The stun on the Warrior. I actually get CC'd there, so I just block it offensively once again. Hex is about to end. Get the Blood Elf Silence going for a half sheep. Blood Elf Silence into a half sheep. Smexing getting very low, and they do Trinket Link. So with that Trinket Link, they're going to be fine for now, but that was the Warlock's Trinket. That was the Shaman's Trinket, and Shaman's very low. 10% life, 5% life. And he does go down. So that was another quick kill, guys. We can kill in Blood Elf Silences. We can kill in Earthshock Stuns. There's no, like, This is not a scripted composition. It's not like RMP where you kidney the healer, double cheap shot, get the fear, get the polymorph, and then one shot with your orb. It's not scripted. Anything can happen at any moment. And that's why I think it's a very fun composition. That's why I enjoy it. Here's the damage breakdown. Shaman on top. Shaman does so much damage. And then I'm actually second, and then the Warrior and the Warlock, we're trying to peel, but this was a great opener. We got a lot of defensive cooldowns, great swapping between the Warrior and the Shaman depending on positioning, depending on Earth Shield usage, and we did come out ahead. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you did not like the video, thumbs it down. This is my first or second time playing Ellie Arcane Holy Priest. Definitely a weird composition, but managed to do quite well with it yesterday. So if you guys want more of this, I have a ton more footage from yesterday. Make sure to let me know down below if you guys want some more footage of this. Also, remember guys, I'm going to be at twitch.tv/Warcraft commentating North American Regionals this weekend. Be sure to tune in, support me in the chat. I love to see you guys in there. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.